I'm being joined by Kenneth Eze, Lead Director, Speak Out Africa Initiative here in the studio. Kenneth, we saw you in that report put together by my colleague Sagir, and you were quite, how do you say now, very fervent about it. But what's with the hue and cry? The Senate has agreed, has rescinded itself and started something. What's going on?
Actually, of course, you can see that the entire Nigerians are speaking in the same direction. And that is that what the Senate have done is a sabotage of the democracy. That they themselves are the direct and the main beneficiary. And Nigerians were very particular, very specific in what we want because of the past experience that we had in 2023 election, to be specific. Okay. And that request is real-time transmission of election results.
So I do know that in 2023, real-time transmission was part of INEC's recommendation, their own guidelines.
Yes.
And the law allowed them to set their own guidelines. Now, as the idea was that guideline that INEC had put together for itself, make it into a law. And now the Senate or the National Assembly appears to be wavering back and forth whether to go ahead with this or not.
It's the Senate, not the National Assembly.
Okay, the Senate.
Yeah.
The Senate seems to be going back, and then they've corrected themselves or partially corrected themselves. But yet there is still that belief that they've not done all that they need to do. What exactly are you and other Nigerians asking for as regards to the electoral bill?
Very simple. What Nigerians are asking for is that there should be electronic transmission of results in real time, which means it should happen immediately after election has been casted, votes has been casted, counted, declared, announced, then party agents signed at the polling unit. Party agents signed, then the next thing, the real time day is that it should be uploaded at the polling unit, not any other place after the polling unit, which will now be, we are going back again to where we came from, which didn't work. So the real time is that it should happen at that polling unit in the presence of the party agent, in the presence of those who are there, Nigerians.
So you're not concerned about the issues of network, the issues of some communities, you can't even make a phone call in those communities. You're not concerned about
Of course, we know that is just a flimsy excuse. Is a tactical way to actually divert Nigerian attention. So, but we are wiser. Now, when you talk about network, you've seen, that's why I said Nigeria are speaking the same line. You see people saying, so is there any village today that you don't have POS? Don't we have up to 1 year for this preparation? Let's assume what they are saying is true. Have you also forgotten that there was a committee that was set up that included NCC, Nigeria Communication Commission, INEC, National Assembly, during the last previous administration on this same matter? And that argument was flopped because NCC came up and NCC came up and guaranteed that there's no problem in terms of network. Also, what are we talking about? How many kilobytes? What are we talking about here? We are saying that this election should not leave the polling units. It should happen. Right? That is only where people can be able to trust the process. The moment you allow a presiding officer to leave the polling unit, to do whatever he will do any other place, aside where the vote was casted, you have rubbished the entire process. And so the issue about network is the Senate is just playing on the intelligence of Nigerians. And that is why we are calling and asking that Nigerians, the committee, the harmonization committee, should adopt the House of Representatives version. Because the House of Representatives, as it is today, are the people that seems to be in the same line with the Nigerians. And they say that real-time transmission of results. And so that's why we're asking Nigerians to redirect their attention now to that 24-man committee that makes up, now it is not left for them either to do the bidding of the so-called power that be or to be on the side of Nigerians. Of course, these people are the main beneficiary of what they're talking about. And many of them would have not found their way in the National Assembly in the first place, if not for that electoral transition. And before I close, let me remind Nigerians that the 2023 election did not record any hitches in the transmission of result electronically, except that of the president that was humanly interfered with.
You say you alleging human interference?
No, it was human interference. Glitch. The new political lexicon. The glitch that happened was not any lack of network. To our best of us, it was a glitch. It was humanly interfered.
A humanly induced glitch.
Now, you will remember that other elections were electronically transmitted. The National Assembly. That was why I said that these same people here that are sabotaging the democracy now
Mm.
were the beneficiary of this same thing we're talking about today. So it's like they just forgot yesterday simply because they are there, just for you. But Nigerians are going to pay them in their coins. We will go back, and when the election comes, we know those who are with us.
Thank you so much. Kenneth Eze is the lead director, Speak Out Africa Initiative. Thank you so much for coming in this.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nigerians.